Hey, guys. We got Artie. Hello, Artie. Heath, Cameron, Nisi. Who else joined us here? Dwayne. Brew Dude's here. I don't know if you guys wanted to see some operations. I can run some trains. The only thing I'm working on is I have a caboose I've been working on and putting in the blinker lights. And then I got to, I suppose it's called button it back up. And train fan is just lurking. Lurking is allowed. That's basically my favorite hobby. Train fan 120. What? Train fan 120. What's your first name, if I may ask? Hello, Ron. Run trains, run trains. I can run a mine job and a road job, and I'm waiting for one phone to charge up. I can put it on my my gimbal. You see a lot better things that way. Gavin, thank you. Nice to meet you, Gavin. Making a list of everyone's names. I don't know how Heath knows everyone. He's pretty good with names. I am terrible. I'm lucky I remember my own. My wife logs in and she wants to know who all these people are, so I'm making a list. Some people are simple. They have their name and their title, right, Artie? But what are you guys all working on? If you want to log in and show us, I'm big on show and tell. Nisi, if you want to show us that structure you're working on or anything else. Yeah, the Gophers won, then the Vikings got beat today. We can't have a whole good weekend. So, yeah, he's a lot younger than my mind. Christmas decorations. We stopped going all out on Christmas decorations. It's one of those things that we used to do. It's kind of fun now. We got grandkids, but it's too much effort for too little return. I enjoy people who do. One of our favorite date nights is to go get a Starbucks and drive around and look at everybody else's wonderful lights. I'm not that guy. I wish I could. You put them outside, Nisi? You hang them outside? The hubby go out there and do Christmas vacation, hang them, life and limb. Always wondered about that. I think if I had the ones I could just clip on the gutter every year, I might do that. No, there's nothing wrong with Starbucks. I like a good foo coffee. I will confess to that. But I enjoy an $8 coffee. You put up the tree every other year. Yeah, when the grandkids come, yeah. It's kind of sad because the good news, bad news, we're in a generation where all they want is gift cards. The youngest one, she's 5. We're going to have her tear into gifts and have the whole Christmas thing. But, the teens and everyone else just wants gift cards. The daughters and sons just want gift cards. Their significant others just want gift cards. So come over for a meal and we'll all exchange credit cards and call it a day. You guys celebrate on Christmas or Christmas Eve or both? We're going to do Christmas Day. I know when you have like different families, then one gets Christmas Eve and then the other one gets Christmas Day. So you always got to argue that out and then do this. So Nisi's of both. Yeah. I like going my annual pilgrimage to a church. I like the Christmas Eve service, and they play all the songs and the church is decorated up and it's kind of nice. I always like that. So I do step in a church once a year, hopefully the lightning bolts don't get me. This year I got enough seniority to have 4 days around Christmas off. So I think Christmas is on Saturday. I think I got the 23, 24, or 24, 25, 26, and 27 off. But probably be so bored I'll be doing some live streams and some Christmas operations by then. I'd like to get at least one of my crew over here so they could run, and then I could do some videotaping for you guys and show you how it's going. Layout's kind of in running shape. To get a model kit, Ron, yeah, go buy yourself a gift. My wife does that too. She tells me all the time. She's on Amazon. She goes, "You bought me the nicest gift." I'm like, "Yep, because I care." Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any more surprise after all these years. It's like, you go pick out your present. You can spend this much. I'll go pick out mine. And when you open it, act surprised. So that was. I don't know if there'll be some of that this year or not. Let's see how my other phone's doing here. We're up to 82. All right. Get it up a little higher and I'll throw it in my gimbal. I've got a couple other cameras set up around the layout. So, like this one's at the bridge and the tunnel. We can watch the road trains go by. You can see my fire tower off in the distance. And then I've got one set up at a mine, so I can go switch the mine. Hello, Ethan. Welcome. In-scale switching shelf layout. Yeah, that's pretty inviting. Yeah, so I've got one mine, which is pretty much a switching layout. I'm going to add Ethan here. 2873. Must be a specific engine. SP GP90. Ethan. We got a couple Ethans in here. So I got a couple cameras around, then I can chase the train with my gimbal and things like that. I'm looking at Ethan's name. I think us model railroaders and train people have an advantage on computers, especially if you have to, make up a password or change your password every 6 months. At work, we have to change our password at least every 6 months. So I always pick like a railroad and an engine, and there's trouble. I think that's a lot easier, to pick Western Pacific GP40 as your password or something. What do you know, Artie? Can you hear us? Kind of frozen up.
How are you?
There he is. Mr. Gold Spike. We're waiting for Nisi to get her project out of the washer and dryer. She's going to show us that. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I let Artie back up. He's a glutton for punishment, so. He might show us his layout.
It's there in my in the background there.
Oh, there you go. Your little diesel facility.
Yeah, I got the diesel facility there and the coaling tower, and I got the steam facility there. It's got everything in one. It's worked out all right. Oh, what's more important? Trains are more important than football.
No, they're not.
Trains are more important. But you guys don't play for real football. Oh, look at that! You guys call a touchdown. The ball hasn't even touched the ground. That's not a touchdown.
I watched a video on Australian rules football.
And you got
I think I understand 3 rules of it now, parts of it. So
hang on, which code? We got 2 codes here. We got rugby league and the Australian rules.
yeah. So, Nisi, are you a transplant to Florida like everyone else, or were you born and raised there? Florida's kind of like Las Vegas. There's nobody from there. You know, you got the football game in the background. Oh, that's all right. You can tell us the scores.
That depends on who's playing. I know a couple of Aussies are going over there play your football over there only because they had to run. But you guys are like, you got 2 different types of play. You got offensive and defensive. We just have all the teams all on the field at once. There's none of this swapping around players all the time. And now what they've actually done, they're actually limiting the number of players they swap over.
Yeah. Well, American football has evolved for television. It's just made for television.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna run a play for 8 seconds, then we can run the replay and analysis and get in a commercial and talk and do it. You know, so.
Well, that's the same with our rugby league here. It's gone to it's become very commercialised for the TV. I mean, it's not the fun sport it used to be. It's all dollars now. Once upon a time, we used to go out and play for the fun of it. You know, everyone still had jobs and that proper jobs and just go out on the weekend and play the. So, what are you trying to attempt to make there?
Me? I was just wrapping up my caboose project. Then I got to start.
Yeah.
I'm going to start weathering up Robert's car. I'm waiting for the varnish to fully cure on this. I use a European type dull coat on it, and they say let it cure for 5 days before you start the weathering. So I'll let it go. So Nisi is born and raised. Okay. Oh. Everyone else a transplant. Yeah, that's one of the odd things. Florida, everybody moves there. And
so you're from Tampa? You?
I think Nissy's from Tampa area.
Yeah.
I don't think she's.
Are
I don't
you
think she's
born
by the
and
house.
raised there in Tampa? Are you born
That's
and
what
raised
Nisi
there?
says she was.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what she was saying. I was just wondering if she was born and bred over there.
What's the place in Australia?
Yeah, I've just got to redo my cattle cut.
Oh, let's see that. What place in Australia does everyone move to? Is there to the Gold Coast? Is that where everyone wants to be?
Queensland.
Oh, Brisbane?
Yeah, just south of Brisbane. Everyone moves north. Where over there it's the opposite. Everyone goes south. Over here we go north, and there's a place called Gold Coast. It's almost another Miami, but the first language is still English and not Spanish, like it is down in Miami. Over there, they speak the Spanish first and then speak English second. Yeah, that's where everybody moves. They'll go right up far north and they'll find it's too hot and too humid during the summertime and they move back down this way. My area is pretty good. Yeah.
Richard Branson territory, yeah.
Yeah, he's got himself a little island out there somewhere. It's good to have that kind of money. So yeah, I've got to fix up my 4-wheeler cattle car. When I went to put the side on it, the head broke off. But I'm going to use for counters. I had the spare end, which is for the sheep cars, which is two totally different. So see if anyone in the club ends up picking it out. That's wrong.
Let me make you full screen.
But the sides are different.
So
yeah.
So that broke.
So that's a cattle car's end.
Okay.
Yeah, it broke when I went to put the side on. So now I've got to make another one and use the end that they have on the sheep cars because they're double deck. They've got 2 decks on the sheep cars. So let me just get off the layout. Yeah, that's the sheep car version. It's got 2 decks. Sheep. That's an empty one. I should have got the loaded one. I'll show you the loaded one. And that's my loaded one with my sheep inside. What I've done is because these are hard to get your weights right because you don't want to put too much counterweight underneath. So what I've done is instead of buying a whole heap of sheep, I've got the sheep kits and put them on the side, paint them up. And in the middle, I've got cotton wool made into little balls, but inside in between the cotton wool, I've got ball bearings in there to give it the extra weight so they don't jump off the track. So yeah, this is what they used to have running around through here, right up to early 70s. They used to move the sheep around to the feedlot. Hey, John. So yeah, I want to make a cattle one up so I can move the cattle around out of my stockyard. Yeah. And this is a perfect example why you don't leave your stuff out in the sunlight to dry. Like I put this out I was painting it and the sunlight hit it and it just bowed the plastic.
Just the sunlight did that?
Yeah. Lucky I found it in time. Yeah. Yeah, you know how you have I painted it and I didn't take in consideration of the sun, and it got to the plastic and it just started bending it. I got it just in time. Shows you how strong the how much strength there is in the sun down here.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get this done anyway.
All right. I just want to run a few trains here. See if this works.
What kind of red are you after, Nissy?
You'll probably hear the detector go off here.
Oh, cool. So you got your system hooked up to JMRI there, Thomas?
No, no.
A dark red. Mm. See, really, when you look at it, it's more of a red's a very hard color to get the right shade for, especially if the bricks.
All right, so then I'll pull them over the magnets. And I'll couple from those empties. And we'll go down here to Gunflint Junction. Go back through the yard. Couple up to the loader door trains. Take them back down the hall.
I love those engines you got there, Thomas. Um, I know. Well, I cheat. I use one of the Humble spray packs, but I know that to me, they do make a nice red. That's I think it's terracotta, not terracotta, whole red or something. Nissi. That comes up, makes up a pretty good color for brickwork, and you can always, yeah, you can always wash it down. Yeah. Um, I know with Humboldt paints, they got a big range of colors that you can use for brickwork too. So those engines you got there, Thomas, they're very similar to the cabs at the Tyco had in their range. Are they the same ones with a different mech in them? The colour was called whole red.
Move my throttle to the other end here. Do some switching. See the turtles?
You've got very sophisticated turnout controls there, Thomas. Hi, Mystic. How are you, buddy?
Now we should see it go by the bridge here again. Hello, John.
So, what make of those engines you got there,
Those are Atlas.
Thomas?
Those are Atlas C424s.
They're Atlas.
Soundtrack Tsunami decoders and iPhone speakers.
Yeah.
And current keepers.
Yeah. I love the cabs. They're a nice size engine.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Brad. I want to do mine. I want to paint mine up in orange or tangerine orange. But trying to get the right color. Let me see. I'm going to sample of it. So here's the color that I want to. Don't know if it's come up or not. Tyco had the same style cabs too. I remember. That engine there, that's a color that I'm going to be painting my my railroad in. That orange there. Same way as that.
Well, I like that. Is that an Elko?
Yeah, that's what we used to have. Actually, no, it's a. Oh. It was made by Goodwin in Queensland. It's designed and built in Australia, and the engine that's in it is actually from England. It's what is it? British Electric diesel engine in it. This one was about 1900 horsepower, and then they did have the other version. Let me see if I can get the other one up. This one here, this is a smaller one. They're about 1,000 horsepower. These were common. There's only 2 of these ones left now. And they haul the coal from where this photo was taken. They hauled coal from here into the steel mill. And they also did a lot of switching duties around the blast furnace and that. That was a small one. These were only about 900 horsepower. They didn't have much horsepower. The effort was good. And, yeah, that's the colour scheme I'm going for my fixtures railroad. Only for the freight side of things. Passenger trains, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. But it's more of a tangerine orange.
Can you get a
They're more
model of that
tangerine
one?
orange.
Does Aucition make that?
No. There is a guy here that made it. I don't know if he's still kicking or not. But I did start making the shell for him, and recycle the cabs and whatnot from the Alco S4s.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they're the same length. So what I'll do is I'm going to kit bash one of them, use the mech, and just scratch build the actual shell itself and put on top of it. A beautiful engine. I've actually driven one when I was a kid, about 16,
It looked
17.
very 3D printable, that shell. If guys had some skill for some doors, but otherwise, it's a box with some cannon doors on it.
Yeah, that's all it is. The other one, the big one that I showed before, this big one here has got curvature in it on the top of it. This one, lucky they saved this one from the torches. This one's actually gone into a museum west of Sydney. It's just a shame. The hardest thing is going to be is to copy, and that's the wheel frames for it, because they've got a very peculiar design on these. You might see it better here. They've got a very peculiar design on the trucks there, on the bogies.
They're 6-axle.
The frames are really different. This one's a 6-axle. This was the only one that they had in their fleet.
Are all the axles powered?
Yes.
Okay.
Now they had this one here, which was a bogie axles. They were all powered, and this one here was a common one. So these were actually shipped in from the US, I think. These ones, but this is a Type 2 bogies that they had on them. The earlier version, they actually had side rods on them and only had 2 traction motors. But they had a fair bit of grunt in them.
I like side rod diesels. I like those.
Yeah, let's see if I've got any more photos in here. That's at the Port Kembla Loco Depot. That's a government-run one. Oh, subsidiary. That's an old Alco there. You see all its original colours underneath. The one in the background, that's an Alco as well. It was built in the 80s.
See, I'm not the only
This
guy to
area
put
here is
large
now the
numbers
coal
on the
loader.
side of my engine. Hello, Shay.
No. Yeah.
So
This is
where
all
is that?
coal
Is
loader,
that
and that's down here. This photo was
so?
taken.
That's not the Pilbara.
No. This is down here, Wollongong.
Oh, okay.
This is in my area. This, you won't see it in the background, but to the right of this photo in the distance is where the steelworks is. And that pile that you see in the background, that's all slag from the steelworks, and that was all filled in, and that is now a coal loader. On the right of that picture, that used to be the swamp. That's all filled in, and all the imported cars are coming in and stored there, and the grain terminal. This is inside the steelworks. That's the red building there. That's basic oxygen plant, BOS we call it. It's waiting to pick up its ladles. This is within steelworks. But notice how they got the polished numbers on them. This was done in the 70s because you see the train in the background. It's actually got ingots on it. They stopped doing the ingots, I think it was mid-80s. They stopped doing that type of production of steel here in Port Kembla. Let's see what else. This is also inside the steel mill. What you see in the background there, that's all limestone. It's all changed.
That's a pretty clean engine for a steel mill.
I think this is the only. Well, these were reasonably new at the day.
Oh, okay.
This shot here was taken where I was on that bridge that one time when I'd done that walk and talk a few months back. Now that train is bringing the coal down from one of the local mines. It's not far from here, but they used to keep the engines clean. What else we got? This is it getting painted up. They didn't have painted inside;
Wow.
They painted outside. And they had the good paint then. It lasted. The new paint they painted them with didn't last. Here's one that's been beaten up a bit. This is in the old steelworks area. This area here is that building that it's parked in front of. That's all gone now.
Already, what are these 900 horsepower? What are you thinking? These 1,000?
No, they're only about 800-900. These ones.
900. Okay.
They didn't have big horsepower, but they were geared low. I'm just trying to find something else. This up in Central, in Sydney, before the electrification came in. And this is looking into the steelworks. This is the little shutter that I got. All these track work here, that's all gone now. But all that steel is going up to the wharfs. You'll see that's an Alco. They were about 1,100, 1,200 horsepower, these ones. There's two of these still running in the system.
Is that a cab in the rear, or is that just vents?
Yes. Yeah, they were cab. Yeah, they cab controlled. They controlled at both ends.
Wow.
They came up with this. They came up with this design so they can alleviate the use of turntables. I think we've only got probably about 4 working turntables in this state. This is the electric version that goes up and down. Used to run up the back of Sydney, west of Sydney, up the mountains. Let's see what else I can find in here.
How many steel mills left in Australia?
Two big ones, and then two big ones. Then we got another one down in we got one in Melbourne that just does recycled steel, and there's a little one in Sydney. This is my hometown station, the way it used to look. This one I do. This is the one that I want to do up with the old track pan. And that shed that you see in the background, that's where they make fabricated beams. Yeah, what else do we have? Then you got the diesel, the steam, electric engine, and you'll see a commuter EMU in the background. Basically 3 different areas there. That's up in Central. I think that's all I've got on these ones. What else have I got here?
Are most of the electric lines out of Sydney?
Yes. Yes, they are. We're this is the old track. Here we go. This is the old track plan that I want to do. This is my hometown station. You can see to the right, that's where the cattle yard is. That's all gone now. And where you got the freight, that little building in the background, the little one, that was our freight shed. Well, that's now a car park. And this was the first line out of Sydney that had electric signals put into it. And one unique part of it, it was over signaled. Track pan now looks totally different. The line to the right, that line there goes up the mountain and it goes up to where Creepy is. Yeah, this is our doodlebug, our version of the doodlebug. So yeah, it's we've electrification we got a fairly extensive what do you call it, electric network here in out of Sydney. Just trying to find. Oh yeah, here you go. This is. And that's not it. That's not what I wanted. This is the old number 6 jetty. And it was a maze of track. That's all changed now. I'm gonna go down there one day soon and do a live stream from down the harbour. So yeah, that's pretty much our trains down here that we had back in the day.
Yeah, so much has gone away.
Yeah. I need to find my old photos that I have from the steelworks. Hey, Heath. I need to find the old photos from the steel mill and share it with everybody. Yeah, because a lot of it's changed, and now since they tighten up the security and that and everything else in there, you can't just walk in the steel mill anymore like you used to.
And now, too many lawyers.
Yeah. Well, see, I need to go and I've got to get have to renew my passport to go in. You need a separate passport. Yeah. Yeah, Brad's right with that one.
That's pretty good.
However, it's sad that they don't. It's a shame they don't use electric locomotives anymore. There's only one or two. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brad. I'm a bit rusty, but I know there's one definitely they used. They used for track maintenance when they do the underground up in Sydney. But a lot of the other ones have been scrapped because they found cracks in the chassis. But yeah, to use them on coal duties down from the west up the Blue Mountains down to here.
Where are the Blue Mountains?
About half an hour out of Sydney to the west.
Oh, okay.
It's basically the start of the Great Divide on this side. And literally, when you go up to it, it does look blue in the distance. That's why they call it the Blue Mountains. Yeah, it's fun working. It was sort of fun working in the steelworks, James, because it's a city within itself.
Well, I think that's the attraction with steel mills is, for model railroaders at least, it's the bang for the buck. You know.
Yeah.
If you have such an area, there's nothing that really can compare for the operation in that area. That, you know, as James is saying, a basic oxygen furnace. You know, the supplies coming in, the steel going out, the accessory buildings. You know, the slag dump. You know, the concrete structure. You know, concrete things like that, and you know, I can't. You know, there's nothing more intense.
Yeah, like with our steel mill here, like they now produce what they call granulated slag from the blast furnace, and it
Robert
comes out as yeah, like splinters of sand, like you're saying, granite. Yeah, it comes out looking like slag. It's sand. It's very splintery. And what they're doing with that now is they're actually buying it and crushing it up and turning it into cement.
Yeah.
They use it as a straight cement as well. So you get a lot of byproducts out of the sticks going in. You got the hot bitumen coming out the coke mill. That take all the purities out of the coal. What's it?
Yeah,
what's
James
the other one
says
they take out?
Space. I agree.
Like,
if you're going to build it to
they take
scale,
but
I think you could build farms. Portions of a
so
mill.
There's plenty of industry just within the steelworks itself.
You know? Creepy's here. You know. So, you know, I think if you built one end of the steel mill, you'd be fine. Or.
Oh boy! All right, I've got to go.
Hey, Gary. Artie's leaving me. So what's everybody else to? No one else wants to jump on? Can run another train. Run the mine run or do some dock shoves. You guys all have a good Thanksgiving? No one tried to kill their in-laws or outlaws? Hopefully. And 3 feet of space for a basic oxygen furnace. Yeah. I've operated on some layouts where the steel mill is in the backdrop. You know, the buildings, the Walters kits, they've cut in half, and you can get a lot of operation out of a steel mill. You know, so Mr. Shea,
Hey, how's it going?
it's going.
Man, I came in late to this broadcast.
Oh no, we're just getting warmed up.
Well, it was like the last one I went. You guys went like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Well, I had all the Australians on, so they were just warming up. You know.
Oh yeah, that's the start of their day.
Yeah, I looked at the clock and they're just starting. They're just ready for tea and things like that. So, okay.
Yeah.
So creepy. Joe Gary, you made a blast furnace video. Okay. Shay, what do you model? Any specific area or date?
Just mostly current. I don't really model. I just been building mostly, just trying to get my bench work done, and I just finished putting all the lights up around my layout. Well, I'll turn this around so you guys can see. I've been working on this little scene right here behind me.
Oh wow. Let me make you full size there. Everybody can see that.
Well, I got the bridge up on behind, but the bridge is supposed to go up in front. But then I've just put a little hill up there and do something up with that. It's got it weighted down because I got it being silicone together. So
cool.
This is what I've been working on for the last few days. Was this little scene here? It took me a while to build those two bridges with the extensions and everything. So
are those micro engineering bridges?
Yes.
They look
was
nice.
The longest they had, and then I put 120-foot extensions on.
That's a big bridge. They look nice. You did a good job on those. That's a cover scene right there.
No, that scene's not done. I got a lot of work left to do to it. So
to enjoy the process. Enjoy the process.
Well, I got the little yard down below on my bottom level, but it's got to wrap around the wall for like the helix going up, and it's going to go through that seam up against the wall. So you're going to have trains coming by it and then going through both seams, so the front and the back. So have like two tunnel entrances, like old tunnel entrance in the back and stuff.
So you're going to have like basically a main line run, not too much switching, or are you going to add operations in there after?
I'll add operations later. I haven't quite figured out everything on that yet. I mean, I've been building the paper mill, which is a heck of a quite a big undertaking with that model. It was quite a big model. I'm still not done with it. But I've got a couple other models that I've been building, just trying to get the buildings built so I can start putting them around. But I want to get the main line in so I can at least have some trains running.
Yeah.
I can always cut turnouts in.
Right. It's very motivating to see trains run, and even like Sparky and somebody, like even Heath, having trains run while you're working is I've always enjoyed that. So.
Yeah. I'm just working my way around. I got a bunch of cleaning to do on my layout because I just got stuff everywhere right now.
That's normal. If you can see behind me, that's normal. I didn't put on my skirting, so.
I don't know what happened.
Randall,
well, mine's all over the top of my benches. So, I mean, I just got to get everything put away. I bought some plastic drawer stuff so I can start putting stuff away to where it's not sitting on top of everything.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
A layout's a big flat space.
I saw a size of the.
What was that?
Artie, what was that? You're cutting out on us.
I saw creepy. Am I cutting out?
We're losing the Australian connection.
You're not cutting out.
How many hours do you think you had in those bridges, Shay?
Well, I'll drop
Oh,
out.
shoot. I don't know. It took me a couple weeks per bridge after work and sometimes, with life going on. So
Yeah.
I got about a month into them.
They're quite involved, those microengineering. They go together nice.
Yeah, I mean, once I started getting them together, I saw them going together. It was nice. It was just a long process because there's so many little pieces, especially through the top sections, the girders and everything, glue and everything, trying to get them all square in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. But if you don't get it square, then you're doomed. So glad you took your time on that.
Well, I did one, and I learned something from that one. And when I got to the next one, it got better. Luckily, I got that microengineering bridge track, so the girders are real tight, so you can't see down inside.
No. But there's steel bracing in there, isn't there? Like Central Valley, isn't there pieces of metal or no?
Yeah, let me pull this over here. See if I can. See, yeah, so you got all the bracing going through it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, yeah. That, and I think I overpainted. I tried to put some rust paint on it with a airbrush, and I think I overdid it. It's all rusted.
You can always paint it black again.
Yeah. I can always go through and touch it up with a lighter to make it look like it's been rusting out. So
Yeah. Get some weathering powders and try that or something, or just.
yeah, I got some of those too finally. So had to drive down to LA to find it. So.
Oh, okay. Are you in California? You're in California then?
Yeah, I'm a couple hours north of LA.
Oh, okay. Not where you at Bakersfield or the coast or where?
I'm at Bakersfield.
Okay. Up by the
Everybody says
Tehachapi.
it's the armpit of California, but it's the cheapest place to live in California.
It probably is. It probably is. When I was there, that was about it. you know, people like, did you go to the coast? And I was between Bakersfield and Mojave, chasing Tehachapi Loop and things. So.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where I went. Passed by it because I go to Lancaster that way.
Oh, Lancaster. Okay, sure. Yeah, middle of nowhere. But yeah, for California, you're not on a coast, so it's probably the only affordable place. Sad.
Well, I'm a couple hours from everything. So I mean, I'm a couple hours from the beach, couple hours from the mountains, couple hours from LA. And I could be in Vegas in 5 hours. I mean,
yeah. That's what I always said too. If I lived there, it'd be somewhere, Bakersfield or a little north, because a couple hours to the Bay, a couple hours to Frisco, a couple hours to LA, Vegas, the ocean or the mountains.
Well, I've been to San Francisco, and you don't want to go there. The traffic's terrible.
Well, I've never seen a city. I've never been to New York City, but I've been to San Francisco, and I've never seen a place that hates cars as much as San Francisco. I'm like, I rented a car there. That was the worst mistake I ever did. Like,
no, you're better off walking, catching the trolleys.
Here?
Sorry, I'm being quiet, Splitrock. I'm just trying to fill out some trip information.
You're fine there, Randall. I know you're busy, so I can hear this. I hear the radio going.
Yeah, they had a Valley Stone pickup, and then right after I filled it out, they canceled it. So I'm actually here at a place called Wynn, Missouri, which is between Brandsville and West Plains. It's actually a siding on the BNSF, and I'm waiting for a Q Memrick, which is its origination was Memphis, Tennessee, but I don't know exactly where the RSC is at. I would assume it's California, but I'm not sure.
have to ask Jason the train freak if it's coming out of Memphis, but
Yeah, it's a Q Memrick is what they call it. So
oh, okay. So Mystic vacation. Okay, you must be talking about Northern California. Yeah, if you learn how to use it. Took my wife and I about 2 or 3 days to figure it out, but we had a pass and we'd go in from South San Francisco and then never touch a car unless we wanted to go like up to Napa Valley or something. But
Oh, it's nice up there.
yeah, it was nice. We went up to a little place, Yountville, a little north of there, some wine tasting, and then had a big Chinese restaurant for dim sum. And just, when someone else is driving, you can imbibe a little more. So it was a good trip. That was pretty. But yeah, we went to I wouldn't want to live there going across those bridges all the time. I'd be like,
Oh no, they're mostly toll bridges, so you got to pay to get across them now.
right. Yeah, everything you got to pay, But it is quite amazing. I avoided the tourist trap of Alcatraz. I told my wife, we're not going out there. That's a whole waste of a day.
Oh,
So,
she would probably left you there.
Yeah, well, that was my underlying thing. See, you're smart. I'm like, I know her. She'd push me in some cell and get on the boat. And
I did. I did meet one train when I was coming down along the siding here. It when another northbound stack train had a pair of motors on it, and they were rolling. That second motor was a SD70 Mac, and you hear that thing howling when it went by. So
yeah, they do howl a lot more than the G's chugging and stuff. So, Shay, are you modeling any era, or are you just collecting what you like and run, or
Just collecting what I like and run. It's mostly BNSF, UP, and then I got Santa Fe and Southern Pacific stuff too. So, I mean, I'm doing late 80s to current basically, just so I can run anything and everything.
That's a fun era, late 80s, and then up to the mergers. So Drew Dudes, okay, you're another California guy, because I know Roy Altham's California, and Shay's in California. Vinny's almost in California. I think Arizona is part of California, but
Yeah,
basically East Needles.
Yeah, East Hill.
It's
too hot.
I was being kind.
Well, I mean, when it's 110 here in Bakersfield, it's probably 120, 124 over there.
Yeah,
It's miserable.
it is. I was stationed at 29 when the Marine Corps. I was stationed at 29 Palms, and me, I was a red hair and freckle guy. I was kind of hoping to be sent to like almost Korea where it's cold. No, they send me to where I get sunburned. I think I burned my hand on the side of a canvas tent. It was that. That was back in the days when the runways were metal. They'd roll out these metal chain links, and they had to get the planes in the air up before like 9 a.m. where it would explode the tires. It'd be so hot. I was like, we don't need an enemy. We just need to cool down the runway. Holy crap here. So I think Flying Crow's trying to buy engines over here.
Oh,
What are you selling, James? You got an auction going? Remember, the house gets 10%.
how about some Santa Fe U36Cs earlier tonight from an eBay auction. Atlas models.
N-scale? Those N-scale ones, or?
Oh, they're HO.
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember
the Atlas ones?
Yeah. I remember when they came out back in the late 90s when I was in high school. Never got a chance to buy one. Now I've pretty much amassed a fleet of them in a pretty short time. So,
yeah, not too many people had the U-36, a Santa Fe, and Clinchfield.
The only non-Santa Fe engine I wound up buying was a Seaboard Coastline And this thing, you have to see it. It don't really do me any good for me to explain it because they customize this engine. You guys would just have to see this thing. It was weathered. They put the rotary beacon on it. It really looks nice.
Yeah, Nisi wants to buy that from you now, so you can double your money.
Wrong scale though.
Oh, well, Nisi likes HO. She's got all scales. I don't think she's settled on one yet.
Well, from what I've seen in her videos, it's mostly in scale.
Yeah, I think she's got an HO set. Anybody got a layout around the Christmas tree?
I was going to put a set around the Christmas tree at my brother's house, but my dad didn't think that was too good of an idea because it's basically right there where he sits in the chair. And, he didn't want to have something extra to trip over. So I guess we're going to abandon the train under the tree this year. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife won't let me do it. The dogs will get too much. Will get to it too easily.
Yeah, that's ours. When I had it up, it always scared the dogs. You know, we had little kick me dogs, little Pekingese and stuff. they were beautiful dogs, but yeah, they didn't like anything moving around. You know. So.
Yeah, Nisi, you're going to have to see the video when I do this. When I get this engine, if it's anything like the pictures, this thing will be really nice.
Yeah, I already want to see that. I think we got 2 or 3 Seaboard Coastline modelers in here. I never think it was that popular, but it's YouTube. You know, we're meeting people from all over Florida and everything. So,
what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till I get the whole fleet together and show off all the U36Cs in one video. So
you just need a Clinchfield one.
They had a Clinchfield. They actually had a Clinchfield one on the eBay listing, but it was a little more than I wanted to pay for it. So,
but here's my question: I wonder if the Seaboard ones were the Clinchfield ones, because Clinchfield got the U36s.
This one,
traded for SD45s.
Yeah, this one here was I believe they call it the family line scheme,
right?
Which is sort of like the quasi L&N.
Yeah, the family line. But I know Clinchfield traded their U-boats.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, I think Clinchfield traded their U-boats for SD45s. Because they were the only GEs and they didn't want them. So
yeah,
if I could spell Clinchfield, I'd look it up.
I know Athearn a couple years back had Clinchfield SD45-2 they did in their Genesis line. Was a pretty good looking engine.
That was beautiful.
Didn't that engine have gyro lights on it, or?
It might have.
Because I'd have to go back and look at a picture of that locomotive again, but it looked like it had gyro lights on it. And I may be wrong. I may be thinking of another engine, but
yeah. Well, the Milwaukee Road had those too. I forgot. A lot of Mexican railroad.
Yeah, I know. There was a Seaboard Coastline engine they had that light package on it.
See, it says the owner says the Clinchfield owns 7, but the Seaboard airline didn't own any, so I think they traded them.
They may have. I don't know.
I'm always ask Surrey.
Yeah, you guys know a lot more about the engines and everything else than I do. You guys had that question going on the other night, and it was like I didn't know nothing.
We'll see that.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Andy Ambrose about that. So
the Santa Fe U36Cs that I wound up getting, I don't remember them in their original as delivered condition on the real railroad. By the time they showed up here on BNSF. They had already been rebuilt into, I believe, what they call SF-30Cs, which were essentially C-30-7s.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it says here that's what it was. The Clinchfield traded to the Seaboard Coastline. So yeah, that's
interesting. Okay.
Does it have yellow number boards?
You talking about the engine I bought, the U36C?
Yeah.
It shows in the photo it has white number boards.
Okay. I know the Clinchfield like to have yellow number boards with black lettering. It's really odd.
Now it could have been just the way the light hit it in the picture, but it looks like it's got white boards on it, so with black numbers.
But yeah, those are big monsters. Those are. Yeah, I already know she's saying that she likes that's her train like yours, the Seaboard Coastline, and now Randall's got a nice engine too.
I almost passed on that.
I think they make the U36 in N scale too for shade. I think they make a nice Santa Fe war bonnet one or something.
I believe like in the late 90s, Atlas was using Kato drives in their locomotives because that's what it shows in the description.
Yeah.
Because both the C-30-7 and the various U-boats that they had back in the late 90s, every one of them I've seen listed on eBay, they say they have Kato drives in them.
Yeah. I think they did. I think you are correct. I mean, Atlas did everything but the motors. They kept changing. You know, they had the Austrian runs, and then they had the Japan ones, they had the China, then they went to the Kato ones. And those are nice runners. Those are some nice engines.
Yeah. They had some old Atlas engines on eBay there. They had a couple of the Well, the train closed, but I hear the detector. So
maybe that was my detector. Shade, you got one of your engines you can show us? You got one close on your workbench, or is it buried there?
But I think what I was getting ready to say was I almost passed on that Seaboard Coastline engine, and I thought, you know what, that thing's just too cool not to pass up. So
yeah, and to be honest, I've seen photos of Seaboard on the Santa Fe going over Cajon and everything like that. Yeah. They had some type of run through train, you know.
And Frisco did too.
And the Frisco did too. Yeah, you saw, you know, you don't think you saw much on the Santa Fe, but you'd see some good pool power. I mean, not as much as like UP or BN, but Santa Fe still had some odd ducks, you know, when they get power short and stuff. They'd get it from everywhere.
That honestly shocked me when I heard that. And they showed it was on one of Rapido Trains' live streams, and they actually showed a photo of it on the Cajon Pass with a train led by Frisco U-25Bs, which were the locomotives they were announcing at the time for their HO line.
Good night, Nissy. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Have a good one, Nissy.
Yeah. Let me know when you want to chat or something online, and we'll talk about scenery and stuff. Christmas decorations. Ugh. Yeah, if you can find Atlas, like, you know, Robert was saying with those Kato drives, those are some smooth running engines.
Yeah,
putting in DCC is really simple.
I actually didn't know they were using Kato drives when they first came out, because in the I still have some of the old model railroaders where they had ads in them.
Right.
But it never did. Either I overlooked it or something, but I don't remember it saying they had Kato drives in. So that was really interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you can find them, They're pretty good. I think they had some other ones too like that. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they're smooth runners, and they have that light board so you can just like drop a decoder pro or a
Yep.
decoder buddy in there.
Yeah, I've got a Kato FD40-2 that you can it's got the little board in it that you can just drop in.
See it, Dwight? Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, I like the yellow box. All right, okay, Shay's got some for us here. Ooh, look at
I
that
found
guy.
this one at
Oh, there you go.
Central Coast Trains over in Tascadero over there.
Yeah.
There's a BN with a BNSF on it.
I'll tell you what, Shay, I remember those engines from back in the day.
That's
They
cool.
ran through here. They were on just about every type of train up until about 2002, and then they basically just vanished off the railroad.
Yeah, well, this one was a DC. I've put it to DCC, so I had to buy the special stuff to get it all wired in. So it was, I think it had the split board in it. So I had to wire it across to get it to run. And then my latest one I just got was the 50th anniversary Amtrak.
Ooh,
That's nice.
That's
I couldn't
pretty.
pass that one up.
What's it say on the side?
So it's Amtrak connecting America for 50 years.
Oh my! See, I've never seen the prototype of that. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, I've never seen that engine before either. I saw the let's see, what was it? The black one, the black 50th anniversary engine. I've seen it on several videos.
Goodbye, James. Thank you for hanging out.
See you, James.
Yeah, those are only
Today
out DC right now for in scale. So I had to buy the chip to put in to make it DCC for that too.
Okay.
I'm not into making it sound because there's just too much involved to get a speaker in that little area.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I saw today it was a DPU unit. I was at work and I couldn't get my camera out on time to get over there. Was the Randall? You've probably seen a BNSF 25th anniversary.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It had all the logos on the side.
I've seen
I'm looking. I'm like, what the heck is that thing?
Units. I've seen 3 of the 10 units so far. I've seen 6078, 6111, and what was the other one? 6163.
And those are the anniversary units, or those are the
There's 10 of them total, and Scale Trains is actually doing models of them right now.
nice.
So,
Yeah, it was really kind of cool seeing all the old logos on the side.
I believe they said they'll be out in March, late February, early March. I see headlights. I don't know if this is a train or not. Let's radio them and see if it is them.
And Prince has a shot at Amtrak. Where's Prince, Artie? Because like I said, I've seen a lot of Amtraks. I've seen all the what do they call them, like the retro schemes, or what do we call it? The heritage scheme ones. But I haven't seen the 50th on the side. Number 46. I'll have to look for that.
I believe it is them.
Is it?
I think it is. Lead motor is BNSF 6641. So
You got to haul them to the hotel or haul them back to
I'm going to haul them back to the depot.
The depot in Thayer or the depot where you're at?
The depot in Thayer.
Okay.
That's where I'm based at too. So
Yeah. They put up a new webcam at Rochelle. They said they're giving it a 3-month trial on YouTube. It's alive. It is awesome. I mean, they were.
Yep, that's them.
They were. All right. Well, you have a safe travel.
All right. Thanks for letting me come on, Splitrock. You guys have a good night.
You're always welcome, Randall. Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. You guys have a good one.
All right.
All right.
Artie must have lost connection. Okay, I was pulling the Cardinal. Yeah, that Cardinal's a neat train because it's got quite a mix of equipment, you know. the bags. I think it even has Viewliner sleepers. And so John, so you've seen that Rochelle cam, yeah? I mean, I think the other morning, like Thanksgiving or whatever, it was 40 trains. It was just nonstop. You know, once the Union Pacific got off it, then the BN parade came. You know, so yeah, I hope they get to keep going. I hope they make some money and can keep that one going, because that's just a phenomenal rail fan cam. It's kind of fun that way. Oh, my other camera's turned off. We were looking at timer 10:30. Yeah, lots of activity on that one. It's a good one to leave on it in the background, because you can always hear the train come. And you click on it and it's like, oh, okay. And
I wish I could find that other engine. Know what I did with it.
hopefully my friend Joe will show up. So the Crescent has Viewliner cars too. I talked to my friend Joe in here. He's a professional painter for models. The Crescent.
Well, I was looking for my custom painted one that I had done. I can't seem to find it.
But what was it painted? A BNSF or?
It was a BNSF engine that was that had the red, white, and blue flag on it. It was just stars in the front, and then just that special paint scheme that came out. They've only got them out in HO right now. Well, I got an N-scale one, so.
Oh, did you? Somebody paint it up for you?
Well, someone painted it up and they were selling it, so I bought it. Paid too much for it, but I bought it.
Good for you.
I know of only 3 that have been painted, because he had 3 of them done when he did it. So
sometimes it's worth it to pay that, because you'll never find one. You know, they'll never make it an N scale. And
yeah, I'm looking. It's around here somewhere in my trailer. Like I said, I need to clean up in here real bad and organize.
Yes, that's the modeler's lament, is ADHD and organizing.
Don't do it. Don't.
I got to send this Broadway Limited back, because it only needed about 2 feet and the sound quit. So,
well, good luck waiting for that. I hear Broadway fixes it, but it's a long wait. And sometimes they send it back unfixed. I've heard nothing but horror stories about Broadway customer service.
Well, I'm halfway tempted to send it to Jason as having a soundtrack done to it.
Yeah, that would save you time and money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one's still under warranty. It'd be a warranty fix, but it's a brand new engine. And like I said, I put it on the track, made it 2 feet, and then it made a weird sound, and the sound quit. But it still runs, still works, and everything. Just no sound.
Yeah, I would have Jason throw one in there for you. He'll give you a deal too. You know.
Yeah, I might send all of them. I've got like 3 or 4 BLIs.
Yeah, there's Robert saying. See, Robert's backing me up.
And it's broken again now. One thing about being on the phone on this, you can't see the chat.
Oh, can't you? Maybe open up YouTube on your phone or something there. But yeah. Oh, we lost Shay. Artie, are you there? Yeah. I know Broadway makes nice stuff. It looks nice. Those at MTH, everybody just rips out the decoder.
Here, I think the StreamYard might be acting up because.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. All it did was kick me out of the stream.
Okay.
I've only had, to be honest, I've only had 2 issues with BLI since I've been buying them. I had an issue with the AC6000 where the circuit board shorted out after I weathered it. And I actually had an issue with the smoke box and the shell on a Hudson steam engine, and they replaced it with me, no problem, and they haven't missed a beat. Because I ended up putting the synchronized smoke unit in the box. What was happening is it was getting too hot, and the top of the boiler where the stack is, it was deforming from the heat. But I sent it back to them. They fixed it up. I had it back 4 weeks. Slowest service I ever had was MTH. I sent 2 of my engines back to them, and I didn't see the engines back for nearly 6 months.
Wow.
And when I got them back, they still didn't run right. So, yeah, I haven't had any dramas with my BLI ones.
That's good, though.
Well,
that's good. There's some good stories for Shay. I don't think I've ever bought anything new that had a warranty. So anything breaks, I tear it apart and fix it myself. Because I'm always ripping out the guts and putting in the decoder and everything else too. So keep hammering away at it. And putting decoders in cabooses.
The worst company I've found for warranty for me.
I did pick up some new scale trains engines, so.
Oh, don't worry.
Which ones?
Yeah, I've got some decoders here too that I need to put in some business.
This one's right here. It's called the Franken Loco. It's got the green body with the new paint scheme on the front cab and the rear radiator. I bought 2 of those engines, 2 different road numbers. And then I bought this other one here, just a regular one here, but turn around the front, it's got a Concord door on it.
Oh, I like it.
So it was just something different. You just don't.
Where's Sparky?
Yeah, where's Sparky? You get mad.
He's gonna.
I see a lot of those BNS, like the silver Santa Fe ones with the orange, air conditioning things on the side. You can always tell the parts they've replaced.
Yeah, it was just one of those locos. Like they repaired it, but they repaired it with a door off a different loco, but never painted it before they sent it back out in the field. So I saw those and I bought them all. So just all the ones that had the different paint schemes on it.
No, I like that. I like that they've mooched parts from someone else, and I didn't know scale trains did something like that.
I didn't either until I was reading up on it, and I was like, well, buy that, and buy that. It's an expensive buy, but I bought it. I mean, they're not cheap engines. The only other thing I didn't like about the scale trains ones was they have that lag in them from the factory.
Well,
so you don't get to choose what lag you want. It's already coming from the factory. And it's an ESU program decoder in it. So unless you have the ESU programmer, it's hard to change that. I was able to get the GMRI at my club and put it to 1, but if I wanted to do anything else with it, I can't.
Yeah.
To where I can at least start it. It's still got a pause before it stops, but at least I'm able to stop it instead of just coasting to a stop like it with the lag, like it's got a full load.
Because they have loc sound in them, doesn't it? Doesn't scale trains all?
It's ESU.
Yeah, ESU, which is loc sound, isn't that?
I think
if
so.
I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's lock sound.
No, they sound really good. I just the programming for those is beyond me. So I like the soundtracks. It's a lot simpler.
Another thing I was disappointed on them is that
I find
the engine noise is so loud, but as soon as you hit the horn, it's so quiet. You know, you think the horn should be over blaring the engine going down the road, but it's not. It's, so once you hit the horn, it's real quiet. So it's like, don't even really hit the horn because you can't hear it over the engine sound.
It's Joe.
Hi, Tom. Hi, gents.
Joe. You guys got any painting or modeling question? Joe's your guy.
I'm actually
What are you building?
Well, these things still, the baby
Look
faces.
at this, Jersey Central
Yep.
baby face units.
Yep. So I've got an ABA set. Whoops. Come on, camera. There you go. That I'm building. So these are resin shells from the Anthracite Historical Society. And they're painted and decaled, and I'm bending all the handrails.
Nice.
Which are kind of a drag, but it's just the way it is. So these are going to go to a guy in New Jersey. He's going to use them on his railroad. Friend of mine, Jerry Ziedzik. So, and then I've got 2 more to build, and I think I agreed to build 2 after that, but hopefully the guy doesn't take me up on it. But these have been a project for months.
Yeah. Those are well done. That's a lot of work, bending handrails and stuff. That's just. So what do you use for drives again on those? Alco FAs or what?
Yeah, it's the Proto 2000 FA2.
Okay.
And you have to modify the frame a little bit, and then these locomotives in the prototype were just a little bit longer, so that's good. It's not too tight of a fit. And I have a bench sander, and I took the weights are separate, and you have to grind the heck out of the top of them because I don't know if you can see in there if it's going to work or not, but there's all kinds of resin, fill in there to make the shell strong enough so the weights have to fit around all this stuff. So you got to get in there, and I spent an hour out with my bench sander last fall or this fall, grinding away and making all kinds of noise and grindings on the grass.
Lots of dust. Hold the nose of the cab unit up there again if you can. That's just these guys are they're loving this. Those things are just look at that. Look at that paint.
Yeah, I cannot get this camera figured out. It's true color paint.
Did that flow pretty good?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I had a hard time to begin with when I was painting with it because I was using lacquer thinner, and that makes it too hot, so it dries before it hits the surface. And then one of my buddies, Rich, says, "Well, you dummy, use their thinner," and I did that, and it sprays beautifully, and it dries really hard and fairly quickly because it's an acetone based. And I use a Pache VL or a Iwata HPC airbrush, and it just flows beautifully out of there.
You got diaphragms on the end of that or what?
Yeah, those are just the ones from American Model Builders. They give you some cast resin ones, but these have a little flex to them. So they're just white.
Whose decals did you use? That Historical Society or?
Yeah, it's a company called Raritan Bay Hobbies, and it's out of New Jersey somewhere, Raritan Bay maybe. And so they do all of the Jersey Central locomotives. And so there's another set for this particular locomotive. Went through a couple of different paint schemes, and there's another set for the later paint schemes. This tangerine and blue didn't do well in the sun in the 50s.
Yeah.
So they started
So-
repainting them seafoam green fairly quickly.
What did you say you used for thinner?
Just True Color paint.
Oh, okay.
It's their 015 thinner. This is, I call it man paint because it's still a solvent, not that acrylic stuff that I have a hell of a time painting.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck painting with this stuff because I know how to make it work. The acrylic stuff is too smart for me.
Right. So John, what do you, is that what you use on you like painting with that True Color? Because everybody's saying that's some good stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
And
That or
it
scale coat.
looks gorgeous. Did you have to gloss coat it, or did it come out like that?
No, this has the decals are sealed in with a semi-gloss or a gloss. I do anyway, just because it helps my decaling, and it needs another coat. I can still see some of the decal film, so I've got to clean that up a little bit. And Jerry's modeling these would be brand new, so I'm gonna really lightly weather them, which is, as you know, Tom, a little hard for me. I'm heavy-handed when it comes to weathering.
You and me both. Yeah. So John says it flows really nice and doesn't run at all. Dries fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's gorgeous stuff. We'll get you that
What-
spray
what-
booth set up, Tom, and then you can start painting with it.
I should. Well, help me with the spray booth. What pressure do you do it at? 25, 30, 15? What do you?
Probably between 20 and 40.
Okay.
I want the paint to stay on once it hits the model. I don't want it running around.
Right.
I spray way too high. There's that, you watch the YouTube guys in there. They're doing these soft edge camouflage schemes or weathering, and I spray it, 5 psi, and the paint is 60-40 with thinner being the bigger number. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. It just runs all over for me, and I get spider webs and smears and stuff.
Yeah.
So I hit it hard and it stays.
Yeah. John says he uses acetone to clean it. Do you use lacquer or acetone? What do you like?
Usually lacquer thinner, but it's
at
that point it's very similar. I have this HPC is so new to me, and you have to take that little tip off to get it really clean. And my wife was down talking to me one time, and I was cleaning the airbrush, and I dropped that little tip, and it's sub-micron, and I had a heck of a time finding it.
Yeah, that's brutal.
No, it's terrible. Brutal. I bought some new tips off of eBay, and then of course I found the thing. So, have you used your HPC yet? Because you have one, don't you?
My what's that?
Your Iwata airbrush, your HPC.
Oh God, yeah, that's my new thing. So So here's the latest Splitrock car.
Nice. Yeah, I saw you putting decals on that not too long ago.
It's going to Robert. Yeah. Decals took a little bit of damage, but I can clean them up in the weathering. I did the overspray on the roof. So
that's cool.
Right now it's dull coated, but I'm letting, like the VMS, I'm letting that cure for, they say let it cure for 5 days before you go.
Right. I still have that bottle
like
of yours. That's great stuff. I'll get it back to you here shortly.
But yeah, I'd like to try that paint. I've had some True Color. I think I used it because it's the only color I could find for certain. I don't know what I was painting, but that was the only thing there. So,
well, if you want to try it in my spray booth, you're welcome to.
Yeah, Robert. Oh, here we go. Shane's going to show off his.
There it is. I found it.
Well, that's nice.
That's the custom painted one that I bought, and I paid too much for.
That's good. Keep the custom painted business.
I mean, it started out as a BNSF SD70 Ace, so yeah. I just thought I'd seen that, and I just couldn't pass it up. It says, "Thank you to all essential workers."
Now, is that based off a prototype, or is that just someone made that up?
I think it's a prototype.
Okay.
But I've seen it only in HO scale. I haven't seen it in N scale. So the guy had it for sale. It was a custom painted one, so I bought it.
Custom painters are essential workers.
Yes. I thought railroaders were essential.
Yeah, them too.
I know I
John,
didn't miss a day of work, so
So John says he mixes his true colored paint. He got a
Really?
blue comment. I'm like, wow.
Nice. Good work.
Yeah.
They recommend that you add a little bit of yellow to this tangerine to make it, like it's faded, but these things are so brand new on Jerry models that I just left it.
Yeah. No, that's what you want. Yeah, see, Robert, you can see the
ACI label. That's handsome.
there it is. You can see the return to agent, ACI label. It's even got, as many decals as I could find, the Made in America thing. Got the lettering on the end. So I got to paint the tack boards and all that stuff. And we'll start the weathering process. But yeah, you've had those Jersey Central units for a while.
Yeah, well, it's also I get distracted with other stuff and I don't get them done when I should. So focus.
You mean like putting blinky things in cabooses? So
exactly.
I had to do some wheeling and dealing to get these.
Oh wait, don't zoom me up there, Shay. Wheeling and dealing, and we like that. Oh, look at that.
Well, that's cool.
Is that who's
Joe from Black Rock?
Oh, okay.
Black Rock Central, Joe.
From Joe. Okay,
I got two of them. I did some wheeling and dealing. I got two of them. He did a couple for me.
Yeah. So he had custom decals made then. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he had custom decals. He said the N scale ones were a pain in the butt to do because he's an HO guy.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Put a stronger lens in your optivisor.
Yeah, he did them, so I was like, perfect. So,
of course, John, that's the way it goes. So
right, it was necessary for you to mix it before they could come out with it.
Right. Soon as Joe finishes up these Jersey Central ones, Scale Trains will announce them. So
exactly.
It's the kit bash should do. And that's why I'm not making a C415. I know the moment I put on the last handrail, Bowser, here it is, sound and
yeah, right. Painted in the split rock.
Yeah. John, did the Blue Comet, was that the one, like it was blue, but it had a cream window band, right? I don't know what colors I know the Blue Comet. I remember the toy train Blue Comet, but I remember seeing very few photos of the Blue Comet. I thought it had like a cream window band. And we do have a paint job for you, Joe, that you have to paint. We're making a traveling passenger car.
I saw that last time. I wasn't able to figure out how to log on. I'm grateful for you to get me on, but that's fine. When do you want it done by?
No, after January.
All right.
Because I got things I got to finish first. Like this article.
Oh yeah.
But like earlier, so I was showing the guys here that like this. Yeah, I can switch over to different cameras.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And right now I've got 3 cameras are all my layout and I was running trains. So we can do this at your house when we have operations night.
Oh, that'd be fun. Excellent.
And so as long as I can get on your Wi-Fi and the kids aren't sucking it all up.
Well, now's a good time to do it because the kids are all away at college. And Claire and her fiance just bought a dog, so she's going to spend all her time over there. So you tell me when you want to do it. I will stage and we'll do it. That'd be fun.
Are they all coming home for Christmas?
Yeah.
When are they leaving? After New Year's?
Yeah, shortly after New Year's.
Okay, because I know I got 4 days off around Christmas. So
well.
Okay, light blue, dark blue roof, underbody, and trucks with a cream band down the windows. Yeah, that's a painting nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of taping.
It's $75 the first color, and then take it out of the box, and then $25 per color after that.
Yeah. And then about
Decals are another $25.
oh yeah. Yep. But yeah, I'll let you know if I get some time off. If things slow down, we can have a rail in central Minnesota layout tour too. We could do that or just run. That's what I was telling these guys. If I had somebody over here to operate, then I could run the camera, because running the camera and the throttle sucks. I got a camera up at the mine. I was going to switch the mine, and I'm like, yeah, I think that'll go downhill rather quick.
Well, I would have done it, but it was too far away.
Oh, yeah. John, did you make a video of it or show some pictures? Because that would be pretty. The Blue Comet was the train, you know. So, Joe, does it say Central of New Jersey or the Jersey Central, or is it the same railroad?
So this one says Jersey Central Lines.
Okay.
And then the Herald is also Jersey Central Lines, but it's the same railroad. It's the Central New Jersey, and they called it the Jersey Central Lines. And then on the corner here, it says CRP. So that's the Central Railroad of Pennsylvania. It was just a holding company that tried to get around the New Jersey taxes. But the IRS got hold of them and said, no soup for you. And so they had to reladder them and then pay all the back taxes. So the IRS,
it's always about money.
The IRS doesn't like it when you take their money away. They get fussy.
Well, probably the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, today on the Union Pacific, they bought a couple hundred hoppers, and they're lettered for the Omaha. I'm like,
yes, every once in a while they'll do that. And there's been Emmons L stuff out there, and Northwestern, and Fort Dodge, Des Moines, and Southern is one that.
Yeah.
I mean, these railroads haven't defended those road names or those copyrights in years, and now all of a sudden they're using them again.
This is something for taxes.
Yep, right.
So you did interiors and lighting, observation cars. Right. What'd you use for lighting? Because I'm really interested in that Rapido stick and light things. You put a battery in, and it's got the little magic wand for the interior passenger cars. No blinking. I'm kind of curious about that. So, but these caboose markers turned out pretty good. I wish I had a little different LEDs because they're square, but I aimed them facing up because most of my light, you're always looking down on the train, so you'll see the blink.
Did you paint them in one of the sets yet?
The LED or what?
The little light casting.
Right, I did the black. I did the 2 coats of black on the inside. Like you said, I got to paint the silver on the outside. And then I got to find something so the wire comes out of the body of the caboose along the roof of the awning to the light at the end of the awning, right?
Yep, sure.
So the blink is kind of showing through that awning. So I need some like black, probably liquid electrical tape or something. Just put a drop in there.
Okay, yeah, probably.
So, I don't know what else would block out the light.
Yeah.
Unless, like I said, if I put glue in there and painted that black. So
yeah.
You had capacitors hidden, used LED strips. Wow.
Nice.
Did you put people in there too? I'm gonna have to look up your videos. I want to see where those.
That makes a big difference, putting people in the passenger cars. And Randy Nord has done it where he puts the shades in. And one of the cars is a parlor lounge or something like that. So some of the windows have like a paper shade or whatever, the pull down shade where it's solid. And then the back half of the car in the lounge section has Venetian blinds. That looks really cool when you have both types in there.
Oh yeah, here's this Blue Comet builds. That's pretty. Do you find that All right, Artie, take care. Hope your hand heals up. I find that like HO scale people don't really fit in the HO scale cars sometimes. You know,
You have to do
especially
surgery.
if we got the factory interior, it's just such a pain.
Surgery.
Yeah. Okay. Blue Comet, he's got 4 videos. Okay.
Did you just look that up on YouTube, Tom?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll do that.
See if I'll post a link here. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm an admin. I can do this. Found out I wasn't subscribed to his channel either. I'm like, what am I doing here? What does the 2618 stand for? What to figure out that. Of course, everyone wants to know what's the 323 stand for. So
Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know.
If I remember right, you said it was for your anniversary.
yeah, you remember it. Very good.
Nice.
All right, we'll pimp out John's channel here. But yeah, that's what all my cars that have special numbers are the kids' birthdays and anniversaries. I'm like, oh, I gotta look at that car. I gotta. So the train just said Blue Comet, so that didn't say the Jersey Central on it at all. Okay. All right. You see, here's my old fire idea. Okay, I get it. yeah. Who's the poor guy who has he has the worst name with the best channel that the guy who does the reviews is like JWILL. It was like I always feel bad for him. He couldn't change the name of your channel, but everybody knows who he is. James something.
Yeah, I'm known for being named Shay, but I don't have a Shay engine, so.
That's what everybody thinks. You got. You're
Everybody thinks I named it after
logging.
the engine. No, I named it after me.
It was like you're modeling some logging line there.
Yeah. Guess I'm going to break down and buy one when I find one for a good price, so I can stop getting hounded about it.
Yeah, a good price would be Shays.
Do they make N-scale Shays?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen a couple for sale used. I haven't seen any brand new.
Are they plastic or brass?
That I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen one in person.
Something to Google up. I see him I follow this one guy who's got a brass consignment shop, and every now and then a Shay or some logging engine comes up and it's just gone. Those things are sold.
Yeah, but brass, you're probably looking at $1,000.
Yeah. You know.
But I
don't know who made a plastic one. MDC?
Well, that was a kit.
Probably never ran.
There's multiple ways to get them to run, but yeah, it was a trick. There was even a guy who would build it for you.
Oh yeah, was there really?
Yeah.
It wasn't you, was it?
No, God, no. No, when it comes to brass stuff, if I fool around with it, I take it over to Dave Voss and make him look at it with me and make sure I did it right. He's my guide and mentor, my spirit animal.
So he'll put Post-it notes on it for you.
Yes, all over. You can't even lift the thing up for the weight of the Post-it note.
Right, you ran out of ink. I'll
Exactly.
post it.
Yep. India called. They want their ink back.
Yeah. Joe and I have a friend that when he comes to operate on your layout, he leaves Post-it notes all over telling you what you should change.
But he's
Like, I don't
usually
wanna
pretty good
change-
about helping you.
Yeah. He tries to be helpful.
Yeah.
Tries.
Well, he's been operating since, well, part of his layout's been operating since 1959. So
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been around
We
a
don't
bunch.
have much to say. So
exactly.
when the guy called John Allen a rookie, it's kind of tough to.
That's right. Oh, that punk?
Yeah. I got the new kid coming over.
Exactly.
I'm gonna show him a thing or two.
Yeah.
So I got to ask, your ore dump that you built, how long did that take you to build?
In reality, I traded for it. So the main section was built. I had 2 kits I was going to build, but a guy still owed me some money for some cars I built for him. So he gave me his ore dock. I had to rebuild the entire thing. And I made new chute holders and new controls and new etched brass railings on it. So it probably has, 50 hours into it. And I'm still not done. I've got to build the office that goes on it, and the end of the scenery, and then the I don't know what you call it, the part that goes in the water, the corrugated metal. But I'm not going to put lights on it. I was going to put lights, but I reach in and remove the ore loads, and the lights would get destroyed. So, but right now with everything cut out and all the parts, using my Cricut machine to cut new yokes that bring up and down the chutes, I would say about 50 hours. With the painting and everything. But it works nice. I got a level, and I like the etched brass railing I got from Mike Rose Hobbies, and I like my control stands.
It's fun to operate.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. And
What's your
now
Do you actually have to pull the co-loads out, or did you make it where you put like screws or something underneath where you glued it to where you take a magnet to quickly pull them out?
yes, I'll show you. We use an ore plucker.
Tom's going to market him to all the ore guys. Tom, did you make one of those for Milt?
Well, I should, because Milt doesn't have holes in his load. I should have convinced him of that, because
Yeah.
he uses a magnet and the cars tip over all the time. So
Right.
So here we have your Walters ore car. And then you have your
What are the
load
Top.
and the beach ball on top.
Yeah. Does that come out of the mine?
It comes right out of the mine. They pour it on, and they just like the swirl on Dairy Queen. That's what it is. So this is, can't even see it here. I'll put it in the tweezers. Now I'll drop it. So this is a map pin.
Yeah.
And so in the ore load, you can see the top. There's a hole there that the map pin goes in. The hole is drilled all the way through, and there's 2. Then I used a Forstner bit, and I ground out these loads, which are epoxy, and I glued 2 steel washers in there.
Fender washers.
Big fender washers in there. And so this just plops in the car and rides along. So I designed an ore plucker. And this is a PVC pipe, Joe, you can see I painted it. Look at this, is fancy.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's
And
split rock yellow.
So I've got 5. I need you to paint some stripes and the split rock logo in there.
Okay.
So I got 5 rare earth magnets in the circle there. And then if you pull the loads out with just the magnet, it tips over the car in the middle of the ore dock and throws everything, because the magnets are so strong, they'll just pull the load right out and derail it. So I got this throw from a tortoise switch machine. And by sticking this into the hole in the, it stabilizes the car. And off it comes. So.
All right.
So, and then, so these get removed at the dock. And when they pull the loads out of the mines, I'll set up loads and put pins in them. And then while Joe and the other guys are having fun running trains, I'll load the ore cars at the mines and unload the cars at the dock. But if you didn't have...
So you got the hard job while everybody else is having fun.
Yeah.
His layout.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Yeah. So
our job is to make his layout look good. His job is to make us look good.
but if you didn't have that pin for the plucker, and you just had, here's some rare earth magnets, and you just grabbed it, you can see the loads coming out sideways. And if that was on the track, you'd derail it. So by having the plucker have a little pin, and these are pretty sturdy. These loads are all 2-part epoxy. I just throw them in an old ice cream bucket for the extras.
Did you make all your own loads, or were they already pre-made?
Yeah. I made some originals, and then I cast them. And of course, now I lost my pin. It's probably in the box. Probably in the box of magnets. So yeah, all my loads are cast, and that was my little cash cow for a while, because once you have the molds, every time I made some for me, I'd always have extra stuff, so I'd cast and sell them. I sold them on eBay, but eBay started taking more and more of a chunk. And so I said, the heck with it. And I offered discounts for volume. I think I started at $1. And if you bought 60 of them, they were down to 60 cents each. Because I think I could make them. If I bought 2 gallons of resin, I could make them for like a quarter, 20 cents a quarter each. And then if I was nice, I'd paint them. Oh, there's this. See, stuck on the mag.
Did you make an ore plucker?
On the pin. We can operate.
Did you make a plucker for Milt?
No, he had his own.
Okay.
But he doesn't have the hole, so you hit the load. And what he did, Jesus, was he took the loads I made him and put glue on them, and then put actual ore on them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that when you're operating over there, you end up covered in ore.
Right. And so, he never dull coated it. So if you're working the dock and you've pulled out 100 loads, your hands are just disgusting. So, all right, night, Ethan. And so I tried to tell him, I'm like, why don't you just drill a little hole and I'll make you a plucker. Plucker.
Yeah, there you go. I think it's Tom's Pluckers. That's a new business for you.
Yeah. I was writing it up for that article, my layout article, and I'm like, I'm going to have to take a whole paragraph to describe this plucker thing. I got, pictures of it, of the plucker and ore loads and the boats and stuff. But
no, but that kind of sidebar. Most people will find that interesting. Ore modeling is so unique. I think folks would like to see that.
So I'll see if I can fire up my gimbal here. All right. See if I can get that going here. Yep, there we go. All right. All right, so now, Shay, I'll show you. This is one of my mines. You can see that. There we go. And then the track goes in. They go up to this loader, and you can see the ore cars are loaded. They've all got different colored pins on them. And you can see the guy with the orange hat. Orange means it's a magnet.
So you signified it with a person there.
Right. Because sometimes you can't see the ties. So my upper level. Little loading dock area. Switch out of service. And then this mine has two loaders. See, they got the blue flags up. And then you got the cars up here. There's a magnet there. This is Ely, Minnesota. I got to put a backdrop in here. The trains arrive over here, run around, and then, oops, as I break everything, they'll pull this one out. And they'll put empties here. You can store his caboose over there. Rock cut. Highway 135. And then into the yard. So these two RS-27s will start taking these empties up to the mines. They'll grab a caboose back there and head for the mines. It's my other new engine service facility. I got to work on that. See the turtles, the frogs, and the geese.
Yeah, you got a beautiful layout.
Here's the wall and stuff. Yeah, it's manageable. It's kind of nice. There's my only bridge. It's a Central Valley.
Yeah, his layout, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. I'm jealous.
I think most people are.
He does a heck of a job.
Yeah, because I remember him taking us around it on his giveaways when Heath won everything.
That's not good. Oh, there's the narrow gauge right of way. I don't hear the looms, Tom.
When you did your ballast and everything, did you use Arizona or? Of course, he's over on the other side and can't hear us now.
Right. That's just fine. We don't want to talk to him anyway.
Well, I can hear you. I just didn't think you guys would hear me. So.
Oh, whoops.
Tom, take back everything you said.
Exactly. He's vindictive.
Oh, there's the Heath sign.
Yeah. Joe knows it's kind of a joke, right? The building that the Heath sign is on is the local gentleman's club. And the sign on there, though, it's one of my running jokes is when people come over to operate, I change the sign, and so I'll put their name, the wife's name on there. You know?
I asked my wife about that. She said she didn't talk to you at all. I don't believe her.
Yeah, so I find out who's ever coming over, and I think right now it says there's a fish. The Boy Scouts are coming to see. It's a fish fry, smelt fry, but if somebody else is coming over, Andrea, Terry, and Diane, I see if they notice, and hardly any of them. I have to point it out to them at the end of the day. Then everyone takes a picture, but that's kind of fun. Robert, I would love to come down and visit you.
Probably someone hasn't taken it to another layout.
Can I come down in February?
Yeah. Tom, we got to go down to the RPM that's down in Cocoa Beach January 6th.
Yeah, I was telling some of the Florida people about that. They're like, "What's an RPM?" And I'm like, "Oh, I would love to go to Cocoa Beach."
Yep.
I would. Yeah, I'd like to hit the Cocoa Beach, the Bay Area RPM. I'd love to go to out
Yeah,
there.
that's supposed to be very good.
I would love to do a California model tour where you go to that, take the train to San Diego, then operate the La Mesa Club.
Yes. So there are several guys that I operate with, if I go to Pro Rail, or we just went out to New Jersey, and a bunch of those guys operate on it. And they're like, "Oh, we could arrange for you to go." And I start drooling, and then I had to leave. But I don't know. I dispatched yesterday at Rich's house and was, it's timetable and train order. The session's not done, but I'm not sure if I killed anybody or not right in the lap order.
No head end meets. Nobody.
Well, it's hard to tell. The session hasn't ended yet, so it may very well end up that way.
Okay.
I hope not, but.
Robert, you got a whole foot of snow. You know what we call that up here?
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Exactly.
So, John's going to Cocoa Beach. Do you take pictures, John? Can you do a video? I always love it when guys take pictures of the models. That is just so cool. We have ours in March, and it's like pulling hen's teeth to get anyone to bring a model. They all think mine's not good enough. It's not done. I'm like, bring it, bring structures, bring your end scale. Shay was here. Shay, bring all those custom paintings. Bring your models.
Because people just want to talk about models. They, the seminars are cool, but people want to talk about models and they want to talk about railroads. And, some of the guys will talk about operations and that kind of stuff, but they're no good without the models there to start the conversations.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the secret of these RPM meets, I like the guys who bring the models that aren't done.
Right.
So you can see the styrene and the structure, of what, like Shay, if you brought those bridges, in progress, like here's what I'm doing, you'd answer so many people's questions.
Yep.
Because you sit there and you talk, hey, Tony, you sit there and talk about, all you ever see is someone's beautifully completed, microengineering bridge. How did they get there? And like you said, the second one went together easier, right?
Well, yeah. Once you start putting them together and realize how they went together a lot easier.
Yeah. And I say that to people. They have frustrations with those. I'm like, I tried this. It didn't work. I said, okay, show me your 10th one. I would love to see what your 10th bridge looks like, Shay.
Well, it's amazing how small of a box they come in.
Oh, yeah. And how many parts.
Yeah.
He's building those.
I think I spent like 2 or 3 days just filing down the ends from where everything was attached, just to get them smooth to be able to put them together.
Yep.
He built those tall viaducts, Joe, in N scale.
Oh, cool.
The ones with the towers. I'm like,
yep.
Whoa,
a better man than I.
I'm like, there you go.
Oh, wow. Good heavens. Excellent.
Yeah, it's actually 4 boxes put together.
Yep. Nice work.
I put the longest one they had was I forget what size it was, but I added 120-foot extensions to each one.
Nice.
See, Tony Ryan, you could use those bridges.
Thing was, I had to build the bridge before I built the bench work, so I knew how wide to go.
Yep.
So that was part of it. So I didn't even have the bench work done, and I was building those.
Did they fit in right away, just perfectly when you set them in there?
Well, yeah and no.
Uh-huh.
They fit. They overlap a little bit. So I've got the foam cut out to where they sit down inside the foam on the ends.
Yeah.
To where so they got some bracing there. But the height, I was off 1/8 inch, 3/16 of an inch. So I've had to build up the footing and stuff on them.
I imagine that happens in real life too.
Oh, I bet.
We're off by this much, guys.
Yeah. Well, the guys the Swiss engineers when they built those spiral tunnels in the Alps, they butted perfectly together. That would not be a Joe Binish project.
No.
We're in the
I'd
same.
end up in a different mountain.
Yeah, we're in the same zip code. Is that close enough?
I'd be like Wile E. Coyote tunnel,
Yeah, exactly. Acme.
Yeah, John, bring those blue Comet cars. Oh my God, that's perfect for an RPM meet.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you can have the roofs off. There was a guy at Cocoa Beach one time. He had the New York Central 20th Century Limited, the last version before Streamlined, all interiors. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was the work of a lifetime. Research, the RPO car and this and all the things, what did probably the 1937 20th Century Limited. But yeah, that blue Comet car, that would floor people. Yeah, that's how I hope Joe doesn't finish these till after the RPM.
No, I want to get them out. Like I said, I have 2 more to build. And then I got to do some brass locomotives for Mike Mayer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he sent me some basket cases, and I repowered and painted and put sound decoder in one of them, that little 10-wheeler. Now he's got a couple of Mikados that are in pieces, and it's kind of a puzzle.
Yeah.
I'm out of 12,000 bronze wire, Tom.
Oh, my. Is that what you're using for their handrails?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're going to get painted, so they'll get a little beefier. But I got to make a trip to the dungeon.
Should I give you my list?
You can't.
I think I'm out of grab iron material. I was putting them on the passenger car I was making over here. I'm like, I wonder if I got some wire. I should see what I used. Maybe I got some for you. What did you use? 12,000s?
Yeah, the 125 from Tichy.
I got 015.
Yeah, that's too fat for what I'm doing.
Okay.
Sorry to be fussy. I appreciate you looking.
No, I mean, because I should probably look and see if I got other stuff there.
Well, if
Right
you need
before
something, let
meeting
me know. I'm probably going over Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going because I got to finish these. So let me
I'll
know.
have you stop by with some cash, and I don't know what I need.
Well,
Want.
that's just it. Plus, you get your dime bag while you're there too.
Yeah, and mugged.
Exactly.
Well, I got to tell them I ordered one of those Cabri towers, and I got to cancel that because I found one on eBay. So,
Oh, okay.
John, I've never been to Cocoa Beach, but that's a wish list.
I think I've got Teresa convinced that I should go next year. So
I'll talk Di into that. I think I should
There you
go
go.
with Joe.
yeah, make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
We'll behave.
Well,
We will not visit certain establishments in the evening. We will not.
I'm Catholic, Tom. I'm not allowed to even think about that.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. So,
all right.
yeah, we have one up here in Minnesota, John. We call it the Modelers Retreat. And we're trying to get it to take off. It's nice, but everybody shows up for the clinic and for the lunch. We can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't get people to bring models.
We have our train show here for our club in March too. So, but it's not an RPM. It's just our local train club just puts it on and has some clubs come down with their modules and put them up and run around for us. I think Lynn McCarty comes down. They do it every other year with his club. They got some clubs come in, they split them up, so they're not down every year; they're every other year.
Okay. So that's just a club thing. It's not open to the public.
Oh, it's open to the public. They have it at the fairgrounds here.
Oh, okay.
In one of the great big buildings. They were talking about at one of the meetings about whether they were going to do it or not. We decided to do it because if not, if we cancel, then we probably won't have a spot next year.
Yeah, they lease out the space at that time to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were worried about the vendors and everything else. And I think everything's looking good now. So once they found out we're just going to do it anyway, the vendors are starting to show up. So
the one in Chicago, the RPM in Chicago, kind of got pushed out because the hotels can make more money with a wedding or two weddings for the weekend rather than having the RPM guys there.
Yeah.
And we don't fill the hotel, but we do pretty well. But they just wedding just they absolutely kill on the catering and stuff. So
yeah, the liquor makes up for everything. They open up the bar.
Yep. And these old guys can't drink as well as they used to.
Well, not like at a wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was that at Naperville or the former Naperville or whatever it was?
Naperville, and then it was across the highway at Lyle, and so it's now going to be. They canceled it for last year, and this year is going to be, or was, I think, in Indianapolis. So hopefully, and that's another couple 3 hours anyway. So supposedly St. Louis is kind of taking over, but that's a little different approach than the RPM that used to be at Naperville. Cocoa Beach is kind of the big deal one now, I guess.
Yeah, and the Bay Area one.
Yep, right.
But if I'm going to St. Louis, I'd rather go for the NMRA convention and the big train show than
the
RPM.
can spend more of your retirement for the buy more stuff for the estate sale.
Absolutely. My blue tub special.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody's got to keep the blue tub people in business.
I do. They have to. I've got room in these blue tubs now. They need to be filled. Yeah, Lynn's on there. Yeah, I say in the HT. Okay. Yeah, you guys get down to La Mesa. You guys get to operate at La Mesa at all? Do they invite you for an op session, or do they just visit and watch? Because that's what I want to do. I want to go dispatch La Mesa with the CTC board and everything. That's my bucket list.
Yeah, I missed his last show they had in Ridgecrest. I wanted to go to that one pretty bad, but I had a family thing come up that weekend and I couldn't go. They had the big battleships, he said, and everything were going to be there. I really wanted to go see it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so many shows got axed and canceled. Well, we just had one. What was that? The Great American Train Show or something? We had.
Yeah, down at Canterbury.
Yeah.
A lot of Lionel stuff. Not a lot of. Although I did find a M&L Depot kit.
Well, laser kit, did you?
Yeah, it was put out by the society, so it's one for the line that went down through like Ormsby and the Storm Lake and that kind of stuff. So it's a neat little kit, but I'd need it like I need another hole in my head.
Hey, I've got a laser kit of the Indian Depot sitting over here, so let me.
So I think you should put that up. That's cool.
I know I was going to use that for my main depot, and I'm just getting ragged on by a few of my operators, so I don't know.
Who would dare?
But it's a nice depot because it doesn't have a baggage area.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, I basically need a yard office. I don't need a passenger depot. That's why I can't have a baggage area.
Who would dare to rag on you?
Oh, everyone.
Um,
have you not talked to the guys on the podcast? So.
Oh, them.
Isn't it not your railroad, not their railroad?
Yeah, but they actually give good advice. I'm not a rule one guy. I actually solicit opinions because otherwise it kind of keeps me on the narrow.
We practice better modeling by ridicule and derision.
That's right. Laughing and pointing goes a long way, but
exactly.
So the wife's sister, Lynn, 99, spry young lady.
Woof.
Wow. I don't know if I want to live to 99.
I don't. I'm thinking 60.
I don't know. I don't know if I picked a number yet, but.
Oh, I'm 54, so.
All right. Robert, you have a good night. We've been on 2:45. I think I'm probably going to call it quits here. Probably the railroad will call me again in the morning.
Yeah, I have to go to work tomorrow too, Tom.
Do you really? By the donut shop or the pizza place?
No, I've told the woman where William works, she owns a UPS store, and she was begging for me to come.
Oh, that's right.
So now she's got me up to 2 days a week until Christmas. So I'm gonna.
You're making that train money then.
No, these are days I'm gonna have to take extra naps to rest.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do. I go back to work tomorrow after being off all week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have to relearn, right?
Yeah, back to my 50-hour
Heath
weeks.
is back. How was the dog? Did the dog enjoy the walk there, Heath? I miss my dog. Well, they called somebody else. I'm already up to 2 times. Oh, no, someone laid off on me. See who's taking a dive. It's tomorrow the 29th? Okay.
It is.
Okay. So that guy comes back. A road guy gone, another road guy gone. Blah, blah, blah. There's a coal train coming and a coke train coming.
Well, I'm going to have to get off here. 9:45 here, and I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. So
Thank you, Shay.
Good
I
night,
appreciate
Shay.
letting me come on.
Yeah, thanks for showing us your projects and trains. Anytime, my friend. You're always welcome. You're always welcome.
Everyone,
Hey,
have a
Tom.
good night. Thank you.
Tom,
All
thanks
right.
for hooking me up. I'm going to head out too.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
We'll see you.
I appreciate it, and I'm glad I could send you a link. Thanks for showing your engines.
Yeah, seriously, if you want something from the dungeon, I'm going over Tuesday. So
Yeah. Hey, hold them up, Heath. I want you to see these engines. Hold them up to Heath one more time. These are Jersey Central. What are they? Baby face units?
yeah, Baldwin baby faces. So there's
Baldwin
the
baby faces.
and here's the A unit. Oof, my lighting is terrible. I'm sorry.
There's a New York engine, Heath. You need that.
Yeah, there you go, New Jersey.
They're the coolest looking engines. I'm glad I didn't know about that
Yeah.
for the Splitrock.
Cool.
But maybe they could be broken in. Hint, hint.
Before they go out to their new home in New
Before
Jersey.
they go, yeah, I think dragging some ore around might break those in.
There
Yeah,
you
he
go.
paints those. Joe is an excellent painter. Joe's my guy. Yeah, look at that.
Here's the last one. So, and I have two more to build. But they'll
because
be
we were asking him because it's the Jersey Central and the Central of New Jersey, but it's the same railroad.
yeah,
Statue of Liberty on there.
Yep. That's pretty
That's some
cool.
amazing paint.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's beautiful to work with, that True Color stuff.
Now, did they have Central of New Jersey orange and stuff, or was that just you
Yeah,
mixed?
yeah. So wait a second. Let me get it. Hang on. Here it is. So here's the orange. I don't know if you can read that.
Okay,
Tangerine.
C&J. Okay.
And it like I said, it faded really fast. And then the Central New Jersey was owned by the B&O.
Okay, so that's who made that royal blue.
Yeah. So, and I'm not sure if it's the right color because I thought it was a little darker, but this is what they said to use. So here I am.
Yeah,
So-
I should have asked John what he used on that blue Comet.
Comment. Yeah. Well, he said he mixed it. So
Yeah, because it's a lot lighter. Well, he said so after he mixed it, they came out with it.
yeah, right. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, like I said, let me know if you want something from the dungeon.
Yeah. I'll let you know by Tuesday, and I'll look around here. And I think I don't know if I need couplers or some wheels or something, but
All right. Sure. All right. Take care.
thank you, Joe.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Heath, thanks for jumping back in. We did some operations, did a layout tour. OBS is working well. Here you can see my Heath sign in downtown. Thank you, Brad. The Sherman tank and everything. Got my billboard up there. You did long streams. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't. StreamYard, the free thing, I hope it resets at the end of the month because they're kind of telling me that I'm using up all my time. He's a Bridgestein. We ran a few trains by there. And I also, I had my my Canon EOS Rebel was working too. It shut off now. I got to fix that so it doesn't shut off. It was a good chat, good crowd. Creepy, take care. Thank you. Drew Dudes. Glad you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Heath, hopefully I'll chat with you Wednesday on tech. Maybe I don't know what your topic is, but hopefully I'll have a few questions. But yeah, I'm slowly learning OBS. So, all right, guys. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a good night and a good week.